Hey there, my name is Megan Clark and I am a freelance content marketing specialist and copywriter. And I'm here to talk to you today about how to promote your business or your brand with content marketing. So today we are going to dive into what is content marketing, how and why should I be investing in it, and what are the strategies for successfully promoting your business through content marketing. In the world of quarantines and coronavirus, every business is learning, sadly, that unless you exist online, you don't exist, or your competitors are kind of winning out on your customers. So whether you be a studio owner, running a store, small business, big brand, big organization, entrepreneur, or anything in between, we're all adjusting right now to this new world of quarantine online business. And it's important to understand the role that content marketing plays in your overall marketing strategy. And so in today's world, you're not just a business, you are a media company. And so what does this mean exactly? And what should you be doing today to propel your business forward in the online space? Well, that's what we're going to cover today. Today, we're going to talk about what is content marketing, why should you invest in it, and what are the strategies that you should be using to get started. So let's start with what is content marketing, number one. Well, according to the Content Marketing Institute, content marketing is a strategic approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience, and ultimately to drive profitable customer action. So, in other words, content marketing is about putting out valuable content for your ideal customers in order to win trust, build authentic relationships, and become a solution to your consumers' biggest challenges. Content marketing is not an advertisement for your product or service, but rather an opportunity to become a trusted resource through consistent, high quality, and relevant content. It's more than just putting out content, but having a larger strategy around attracting that right customer and providing value. But we'll talk more about that. So when I say content, what exactly am I referring to? Content is any piece of communication that you or your brand are making or putting out to the world. So there's a whole lot of kind of content that you can be putting out. So this doesn't capture everything, but some examples of content that you or your business can be putting out as part of your content marketing strategy include magazine articles, social media posts, hitting up that Instagram story, video content. Consumers love videos, so getting on Vimeo, YouTube, or just kind of posting content to other channels, ebooks, blogs, podcasts, infographics, websites. There's a lot. I could keep going on, but I think you get the point. Really, it's any kind of communication that your company is putting out. And through the consistent production of this high quality content, you are regularly entering into the mind of your consumer and making yourself a valuable resource that they must have. Insert credit card coming out of wallet. So this is why content marketing is so crucial today. Content marketing is not direct advertising in that you aren't just listing out all the features of your product or laying it on them heavy with the benefits of your service. Although with the right content marketing strategy, you definitely want to make sure you're layering that in, kind of sneaking it into your content. But content marketing is less so an advertisement and more a tool to educate, inspire, and build trust and authenticity with your reader. It's a way to show up in an authentic way for your ideal consumer, where you slightly nudge them closer and closer to that purchase without ever having to directly ask for it. Number two, why should I invest in content marketing? If you're sitting here watching this video as an entrepreneur, small business owner, part of a marketing team at a larger organization, you should be focusing on content marketing, on all of the things that I just mentioned. But why? Well, content marketing is not something you should put on your to-do list once, do content marketing, and check it off. If you're going to invest in content marketing, it is a long-term strategy. You're making a decision to invest in the long term and not just for the short term. In fact, content marketing is and will only ever be effective with a long-term strategy and with long-term patience. that's important. So why should you even bother? Well, the answer is simple. As I mentioned earlier, in the world of quarantines and coronavirus, if you aren't investing in content marketing, you're going to be out of business. And that's because your competitors are. And you will be left behind if you don't. Think about how many businesses are entering the online space today, even more so thanks to COVID-19. Now, think about how your consumers' purchasing habits have changed due to our need to avoid public places. Consumers are spending more time online than ever before, and so are your competitors. As a result, there is a complete overwhelm of information, and your consumers are being bombarded on a daily, let's admit it, hourly, every minute basis, with content, with advertisements, information, everything in between. And so it's now more important than ever for you to not only join the online conversation and get in front of those ideal consumers, but actually add value to the conversation for your consumer. So it's not really about which company can yell the loudest and the most frequent, I would say, online. It's actually, in fact, consumers are wary of that. If you're constantly yelling at them and advertising your product, we are savvy consumers today. Today, it's about providing content that your ideal consumer and buyer wants to see, that they're going to click on it because they want to learn what you have to share, and you are hitting it on the nose with the kind of problems that they're experiencing that are going to really get them interested in learning about the solutions that you offer and showing up in places where they're hanging out. So distributing the right kind of content in the right places, and you will find that over the long term, content marketing will increase your sales, will save you money on advertising, and will build you a bigger base of loyal customers. I'm not going to lie to you and say that as soon as you start putting out more content in all the ways that I had mentioned, your sales aren't going to necessarily double overnight. Your website traffic is not just going to explode in the next few weeks. Content marketing is really like a good marinade. The more time and effort you put into it and the more you let it kind of sit, the more successful and delicious it will be. So if you're willing to play the long game with content marketing, you are going to see a return on your investment. So third, final topic, what are the best strategies when it comes to content marketing? So we've talked about what content marketing is and why you should invest, but how do you do it? There are two words that come to mind for me when it comes to content marketing, and that is quality and consistency. Quality. Think about the emails you get in your inbox. What do we call an email that isn't relevant to us or isn't high quality? Spam. We call it spam, Your content quickly becomes spam if you aren't putting in the work to actually make it valuable to your reader. So doing that research on your ideal consumer, understanding who they are, what their jobs are, what their big up at night issues are, the things that they're thinking about, the questions that they are asking, and turning that research into your consumer into content that directly answers the questions that they are asking, so that you're actually providing content that they care about. And that is going to bring in more of a loyal customer base and the right audience for your products. Today's readers and consumers, like I said, we're savvy. We know exactly when a company is trying to sell us on something, and we're not going to buy it, literally. Today's consumers, we want to know who you are, what your brand stands for, if you truly believe what you say, and if what you're even saying is accurate and true. So doing your due diligence and research on any kind of blog, post, anything that you're putting out there. Only after we've received your trust as a consumer will we be taking out our credit card. So here's the thing you need to have squared away before you engage in any kind of content marketing strategy. You need to know who exactly your target audience is. Only after you have a full understanding of your ideal consumer and the topics they care about can you put out content that grabs their attention, like we've mentioned. If you skip this step and move right to content creation, you're going to miss the whole point. So your content marketing strategy is only effective if your content brings in the right people to purchase your product or service. So when it comes to quality, the message is simple. Know your target audience and everything about them, and use this to put out content they care about. Second, consistency. Consistency is key when it comes to content marketing. because content marketing is an experience for your consumer. It's not just about one blog post or one Instagram caption. It's about the collective impact of everything that your company or brand puts out there. So not only should your content be posted consistently on a consistent schedule, you should be adding to your overall and thinking about your overall brand identity. How do you want people to think about your brand? How do you want them to experience your brand? On your website, on your blog, on your social media profiles, all of that. So this means that you should religiously follow a schedule for posting content that is consistent and frequent. And your content should all add up to create your brand's image and identity. So above, I listed out a bunch of different ways that your brand, that your business can distribute content, but I'm not suggesting that your content marketing strategy should be to insert all of the above. Figure out what platforms work for your business and, like I said, that your ideal consumers are on. Figure out where those consumers are, what platforms you want to use, and double down on those platforms. Content creation can be extremely overwhelming, especially for the new startup or entrepreneur. I hear you. I see you. I am you. I get it. Trying to launch your business and simultaneously marketing your business, not an easy feat. So if you go down the path of content overload with no strategy, you're going to end up burnt out and your message might be completely lost. So instead, pick 2 or 3 types of content to distribute and really focus, double down on what would make them successful. For example, if you are a fitness entrepreneur, a coach, nutritionist, anything in between there, you might want to hone in on your Instagram, maybe a personal blog and an email newsletter or marketing funnel, because that is where you're going to be able to provide the most value and potentially get in front of your ideal client. And if you're a different kind of business, maybe you're not focusing on Instagram at all. It really depends on your business and what your goals are. So whatever types of content you choose, make sure the information you're putting out is happening on a consistent basis and that you can regularly get in front of your ideal consumer and provide the value that they need. In summary, content marketing can sometimes be a game of trial and error. You're not going to get it right probably on that first try. So the most successful companies, brands, entrepreneurs, businesses are the ones who listen to their customers, get that feedback, adjust their strategy when needed, remain consistent in their messaging, and focus on adding value. If you are actively working to provide value in the content that you're producing, you're already miles ahead of what other businesses and entrepreneurs are doing. So the best thing I can say about content marketing is that if you put in the work, I promise, and the value, I promise you will see the results. Thanks for listening. Check out some of my other videos for further insight into content marketing for your business or your brand, and have a great rest of your day.